My name is Tracy Matson. I'm a certified professional dog trainer. Um, and I'm excited to be here and answer all of your training questions. Um, just a heads up. I think I have a heads up like every week. I am taking care of my friend's puppy, and I don't know if you can see him. I don't know if you can see that. Anyway, ridiculously cute, but holy cow, he has some major separation anxiety from his mom. And they've got two other dogs. Hey, Nicole. There's two other dogs in the home, and they're staying somewhere else. And so you may hear them playing in the background or play barking or whining or whatever. But I tell you, I am sleep deprived. This dog cried half the night in the crate. Hi, Kirsten. Okay, I'm going to write down everybody's names now. Ohio. So, yes, I am so tired. I'm going to, as soon as I'm done with this live, I am going to go to sleep. Hopefully, if this little one will let me. And the weird thing is, he's potty trained. And, hey, Renee. Put Brian down too. And he knows how to use the dog door. This isn't the first time he's stayed with me. He stayed with me when he was a smaller puppy. And so he'll use the dog door and go out and play with the dogs. And hey, Brian, I already added you. It is crazy because he'll be outside and then he'll come in and squat right in front of me and pee or poop. And it is like driving me crazy. And then I had two clients here at my house today, and he barked the entire time. If I put him in the backyard, he barks nonstop. If I put him in a crate, oh, he has a meltdown. So, and he's a bulldog, so he is like strong. I can't lift him. So getting him into the crate, I don't know if his owner has really crate trained him, but that's what we're working on. And it's just, oh my gosh, it's a lot. I'm so exhausted, I can't even tell you. So anyway, I've been looking forward to this because then I can just stay home and chill, and then right when I'm done, I can go to sleep. So anyway, how was y'all's week? And anything exciting happen? Or what training questions or what topics do you want to talk about tonight? Let me see. I was going to do, also, Renee, I think it's daylight savings because it usually takes me a little bit to get back into like a normal routine. So yeah, maybe that's one reason why I'm tired. And I end up getting up an hour earlier than I need to because my body's used to getting up at a certain time. So yeah, it's just crazy. Okay, let's see. Case study for extra points. Let me look at my calendar and see. Oh, hectic week. New windows put in. Fence blew over. Oh, yes. The wind has been blowing so hard here that my siding is starting to blow loose. At least I got to put Peyton in daycare for 2 days. Yes. I totally feel you. The problem is, like, right now, I am the daycare, and I don't know what else to do with this dog. But, like, when I have clients here or I do Zoom consults, he barks nonstop. And it's It's like a high pitched. You would think for a big like bulldog that they'd have this like low woof. It is like a Chihuahua shriek that is so high, it's awful. It's annoying. Um, so I had a Zoom training session right before I came on with you guys, and I couldn't even concentrate because I had to put him outside, and he was barking the entire time and banging against the chain link fence. I was worried he was going to bust through it and get out. He didn't, but yeah, it's crazy. But the good news is it tells me that I don't want to get another dog. My 3 are so good. We are on a routine. They know the routine. They know when I'm sitting here doing this, they go lay down. They don't bug me. And so it's hard when I have like puppies come because then I have to teach them the routine, and it can be hard. But this one I'm actually just doing as a favor to a fellow dog person. She's not a trainer, but she does boarding and doggy daycare. And she had a death in the family, so I'm kind of just doing this as a favor. But oh my goodness, it's going to be a freaking long 4 days if I make it that long. I tried to call the owner just to see if I could take him over and put him with his siblings. So they've got 2 other dogs in the family, and the other 2 dogs are actually staying at another boarding facility. And so I'm asking her if I can take him over there because maybe he'll be calmer and better with his siblings. But I don't know if that will work or not. But anyway, okay. I was going to look at my calendar last week and see if I had any good cases that we could talk about. Here's one we could talk about. Okay, so I met this dog for the first time at daycare. She was actually getting the boot from daycare, and so the owner is really upset. And if I keep looking, I'm just making sure they're not eating my shoes. Hey, hey, hey! Just peed in the house again for like the 5th time. Hang on, I'm gonna put him outside. Come on, we don't potty in the house. Come on. We'll potty outside. Holy cow, he just went outside and went, and then he's just like peeing in the house. Okay, so I met this dog first at daycare. Jay, don't you dare mark that. And he was getting kicked out of daycare because he kept like snapping at other dogs or running them off. So they knew, the owner said it's just a matter of time before the other dogs start turning on him and correcting him back. And so anyway, I went over there to observe, and one thing I noticed is that this dog was super anxious and easily overwhelmed. Okay. This is a really big doggy daycare. They will sometimes have 30 to 50 to 60 dogs. Now they do have the staff, so they do have plenty of staff to watch that many dogs, but for a dog that's a little bit shy and anxious, it can be really overwhelming. So what are some things, before I tell you kind of what we did, just from what I observed, is that the dog was anxious, fearful, randomly picking dogs that he would then like go after, not hurt them, but just like run them off. So what are some things that you would do right off the bat as far as some management things? And then I'll tell you what we did with this dog. And remember, for every right answer, you get an extra name in your thing. While you guys are thinking, I'm going to go grab a paper towel really quick and clean up this pee. That was a naughty puppy, huh? Okay. Okay. Is everybody there, or is everybody just really quiet? No guesses? Yes. Cool. Thank you. Yep, Brian, that one's right too. So the parents are really adamant that their dog go to daycare. So what I did is I did originally tell them to pull him out of this daycare and go to another one that is smaller. So there's one that only has like 10 dogs. And so it's going to be a smaller group. And so hopefully this dog won't get as anxious or as stressed out. And so, yes, we are trying a different daycare. Now, this daycare that they go to, they have the big daycare in the back, and then they have a nonprofit in another building up front. And this is where they take in all the special needs dogs. So the older dogs, this is where Willy Wonka came from. They have blind, deaf, three-legged dogs, and it's a lot quieter. So they started to put her up there, and I went there for to just observe up there. And the first thing this dog did snap at another dog and then ran under the table and then stayed under the table, but was growling at all the dogs that walked by. So yes, and Renee, keeping them for a shorter amount, that could work, except I was there from the time that they first dropped the dog off. I actually got there earlier before the dogs even got there. And within 20 minutes of this dog being there, he had already snapped at 3 dogs. So that's why I recommended either play dates with 1 or 2 dogs that he knows. But since both parents work full time, they really want their dog to go to daycare. So I recommended one that was a little smaller. And then, yes, I went to their home last night and we did a consult. And we talked about enrichment and, doing some puzzle games and doing things that she can succeed at, things like that. So, yes, keeping them busy, brain-wise. I mean, with the daycare, you can't really do things with treats because there's so many dogs, there would be a dog fight. There's another thing that I recommended. So think about this dog being really shy and fearful. Oh, and so then, yes, Nicole, dog walker. I recommended that too. Keep the dog home and have a dog walker come and take her out and just do a dog walk. So these guys do not walk this dog. They go out and do potty breaks, and that's what they consider taking her out to go for walks. So I said that's not going to cut it. Yeah, Brian, you're the dog walker. So yeah, I guess because they work full time, they don't really have time. So they go out and do potty breaks and consider that like sniff time. So I recommended that they do 30 minutes twice a day, decompression walks, which means long line, let the dog sniff, let the dog explore, burn off some energy, be able to tell like all the smells, and do that. So I did recommend decompression walks, and I made them promise that they would take their dog out twice a day, even if it's short, even if it's just 30 minutes, and do that. There's another thing that I recommended that they do. Yeah, let run in the backyard. So these guys live in an area where they're not allowed to have fences. So they do go to a dog park and they practice or they play ball. So they'll just chuck the ball and stuff. And they do that, but still I don't think they're giving the dog enough physical exercise. And even though she's going to daycare, I don't think she's really getting the amount of exercise that she needs because she's so nervous. Let's see, Nicole, I was walking Wilma Sunday and a Chihuahua ran across the street to bite. That sounds like a Chihuahua. That sounds exactly like a Chihuahua would do. Okay, nose work and enrichment, yes. There's still one more. Trying to think if I can give you a hint without giving it away. They initially did not want to do it. That's a hint. But after I told them, explained to them why it would be a benefit, then they were on board. So if somebody can get this one, I'll give you 2 points, 2 extra drawing, 2 extra names. If you don't get it, in a few seconds, I'll tell you. As soon as I tell you, you're going to be like, oh, yeah, why didn't I think of that? So I recommended medication. Yeah, so with this dog, since the dog hasn't ever hurt another dog, I didn't really think we needed to do a muzzle yet. Because right now he just kind of, or she just kind of like snaps at a dog. Maddie just kind of snaps and like runs them off, but has never bitten or hurt another dog. So I didn't really feel like we needed to do a muzzle. But because when I was there, hi Chrissy. Chrissy, where are you from? And I'll enter you in the drawing. But since I noticed that the dog was really anxious the whole time, I really felt like the dog was coming from a place of fear and super anxious. And so I recommended that they start medication. And so they did contact their vet and they did start, but it's only been a week. So, we're not going to see anything yet. Okay, Wisconsin. Um, so yes, a lot of people. So I had another consult same day. English bulldog that is biting his owners like bad. Resource guards. Like if you drop your sunglasses, the dog thinks it's his, and then he will bite if you try to take it back. The remote, like everything is crazy. So they told me, they said, we are absolutely against doing medication. And I said, okay. And then they started telling me like sometimes our dog just gets in this zone and you can't tell her to do anything, you can't snap her out of it. And I said, so the dog is going over threshold and can't listen and can't learn at that point, and that's what medication does, is it just like takes the edge off and gets them down into learning mode. So I finally did talk them into trying medication. And yes, these guys had already tried CBD and it wasn't really working for them. When I work with dogs that have, significant behavior issues, CBD is usually not enough. I've trying to think of a time when I have seen it be enough, and it usually isn't. I mean, it's not going to hurt the dog. I said if you want to keep doing it, you can, but I don't think it's not really going to make a difference. Okay, so going on, Chrissy, we just brought home our 16-week-old Maltipoo today. So awesome. How's it going? I'm just sharing my woes of having my friend's puppy over, and this dog has not even been here one full day yet and has already peed in my house 5 times. And she goes outside, like I have a dog door, she'll go outside and play, and then she'll come in and squat right in front of me and pee. So I just put her outside and now she's barking, but I can't watch her and do this, so she's just gonna have to sit outside. So Christy, one of the things that I can tell you is to start getting your dog on a routine. So dogs need predictability and structure. So that would be like first thing in the morning, we go potty. Then I'm going to bring you in and feed you. Then 20 minutes later, we're going to go potty again. And then we're going to do some enrichment. So puzzle toy, treat dispensing toy. You can kind of do this in with feeding. Hey, that's enough. So that you can feed in a snuffle mat or put some of it in a Kong wobbler and kind of combine it. And then maybe like a nap, and then after the nap, potty, and then a short walk, and then just so you have the same routine every day so the dog knows what to predict. That has helped me so much because my dogs know when it's breakfast. They'll come and get me when it's 4:00. And so they just know, and they know that when I'm here sitting next to my computer, they know to just go lay down because I'm busy. So that's the best thing that you can do is just get them used to a routine. I'm going to let this dog in because he's like tearing my back door down. I'll be right back. Oh my goodness. I don't know if I'm going to make it 4 days with this puppy. You go lay down. Go lay down right now. You're not even cute right now. Go lay down. So getting your dog, which is what's been really hard right now. Hey, leave those alone. Those aren't yours. It's been really hard right now because this dog is not on any kind of routine and definitely doesn't know our routine. And So he just kind of does what he wants, squats and pees wherever and whenever he wants. Um, and so there's no like structure, predictability, or anything. And so where our lives are very structured, we have the same routine almost every day. That my dogs are used to. It's hard to bring another dog in. And this one's an older puppy. So this one is at least, good, you lay down, be good. This one is at least 6, 7, 8 months old. I mean, he's huge. And so we're trying to get him like on the same routine that my dogs are. Hey, Jason. Oh, Julie. It's Julie. You're on Jason's phone. Okay. So it was kind of a busy week with lots of it was like naughty dog week. A couple of I had one dog that I worked with that was human aggressive and dog aggressive. Was a rescue, very fearful. And so we did a lot of the same things that I did with the one that I just told you about. So yeah, that's probably the other reason why I'm so tired, because it's been an emotional week as far as work, and then having this puppy here. So yeah, it's just been a long week. Okay, so what questions do you guys have? I can't think of anything else to talk about. If you don't have questions, we can do a drawing early, and Renee and I can get to bed early because we're both exhausted. Let me go back and see if there's make sure I didn't miss anybody. Got Renee and Brian. Louie, don't you dare potty on the floor. I'm kind of doing this, and I'm trying to keep an eye on him at the same time so he doesn't get into trouble. Let's see. Oh, Chrissy, advice for the puppy barking at the cats. For the most part, I think that puppies usually just bark at cats because they're novel. It's like, oh, what's that? It's a different species. I think once your puppy gets used to the cat, it'll stop. But one thing that I will do is put up a baby gate and put a cat on one side, the dog on the other side, and let them kind of sniff each other through the gate. And my dogs will sometimes bark at the cat for fun, but it's like a game, and then they'll chase her. But she can jump over the baby gate and go upstairs, or she has her condo, she can go in. So I think it's just a matter of getting them used to each other. You could also like put your puppy on a leash and then have the cat like go wherever the cat is, and every time your puppy just looks at the cat without barking, I want you to reward. So it's like, oh yeah, there's the cat, good job, treat. So you could do the actual like engage disengage that we've talked a lot about, where they look at something, they don't bark, you click and treat. But start from a distance so that you can go to whatever distance you need to go to, where your puppy can just look and not bark. And so 2 things are happening. We're pairing, what are you chewing on? We're pairing high value treats with the cat. So when I see the cat, I get treats. And then we're teaching the puppy a different behavior. So instead of barking at the cat, if you just look at the cat and be quiet, I'm going to give you a treat. So I would try that. Julie. So lately, Ellie has been trying to bury her food with her blanket in her crate. Now she's starting to flip it over. Yeah, I mean, some dogs just do that as a game. Like it's just fun for them. Like they'll bury their food and then go back and get it later. Like I know some dogs that will take a snuffle mat and the dogs will just like flip it over and so all the treats come out and then they sort of cheat. So they'll do that. But yeah, sometimes they bury their food just because they want it later. So I really wouldn't, unless it's causing some kind of problem, I wouldn't really worry about it. Okay. Are you being good? Are you guys being good? Look how big this dog is, you guys. I mean, he's a puppy. He's huge. He's bigger than Willie. Louie, come here. Come let him see how big you are. Well, here comes Willie. Hi, Willie. See, look how big he is. He's huge. He's going to be a big bulldog. Okay, any other questions? We might have a really short night tonight. Oh, Nicole, what did you do when the Chihuahua ran across the street? Like, what happened? What did you do? Yeah, Julie, yeah, if she flips it over and doesn't want it, then I would just pick it up. Save it for another meal. You should see this dog eat in a bowl. It goes everywhere. Like it is scattered everywhere. And then he doesn't want to eat it all because he wants to be out where my dogs are eating, but I can't because they don't eat the same food. And so I will pick his bowl up, and then if he doesn't want to eat it, then I put him out because they're fed on the either side of a baby gate. And then because I don't want to clean it all up, I just let Jade in, and Jade's like a little vacuum cleaner, and I just let her or Maddie clean it up. Nicole, Wilma growled and hid behind me. I just walked Wilma off and kept myself between her and the Chihuahua. Yeah, perfect. That's about what you do. Okay. All right. Let me do a few extras. So Nicole's got a few extra. Renee, Brian, did anybody else answer any questions that I forgot to put extras in? Yeah, thankfully he didn't break skin. Yeah, definitely. I mean, Chihuahuas have surprisingly small, sharp little teeth. I got bit by a Chihuahua once, but he actually bit one of my bracelets because I always have a ton of bracelets on this hand. And I have some silver ones, and he actually went to bite and he bit onto that. So he still bit, but he bit the bracelet, not me, thank goodness. Okay. So let me mix these up, put a few extra in for those. And this week's winner, Nicole Robertson out of Oklahoma. So congratulations, Nicole. When I was 5, a Chihuahua ripped up my face while I was sleeping. Holy cow. That's traumatic. It's amazing that you still like dogs. So, Nicole, you're going to email hello@pupford.com. Let them know what kind of treats you want. And I will email them as well and let you know that you're the winner. Um, and then I will see you next week, probably the same day and the same time. Um, so you know what, Nicole? I had a neighbor with a Chihuahua, and that thing was always barking and trying to bite me. And I used to have to babysit next door. So I always had this thing against Chihuahuas. And then I started working at the rescue. And one of my favorite all time naughty dogs was a Chihuahua. And I absolutely fell in love with him. Um, he was the one that tried to bite me once, but I brought him home over the weekend and he had an accident. And so I was trying to get him to take him outside, and he jumped up on the couch and started baring teeth. And I could tell, like, he had been punished for having accidents because he started baring teeth. And I, like, wasn't yelling at him or anything. I was just trying to get him outside to go potty. And he literally launched himself at me, and that's when he grabbed. And then he started to shake. Like he thought I was going to beat him. But I loved that dog. That dog was so naughty, and I loved that dog. So I kind of had a change of heart for Chihuahuas because the ones that I worked with at the rescue were so cool, and I loved them, and they had so much personality. But yes, they can be little yappers, and they can be pretty difficult. So, but yeah, I've never had my face ripped off by a Chihuahua. So, I want to hear something really weird is one of the girls that I work with, when I worked in rescue, she was over the cats. And there was a cat that actually like jumped up and launched herself on her face and attacked her, bit her scalp, her forehead. So she had like staples in her head, forehead. Like this cat did a number on her. It was awful. They did euthanize that cat, but I think cats' teeth and claws are sharper than dogs, like any day. So anyway, okay. Sorry it was a shorter session, but it's great because we're all tired. Um, and I will see you guys next week, probably same time, same station, same day. Come with some more questions so that I don't have to try to make up stuff to talk about. If I have some interesting cases, I'm happy to share those and we can problem solve. But okay, so everybody have a great weekend, and I will see you all next week.